our future with AI, actually now, and very uplifting and optimistic warnings, what can happen, what may happen, what we could pay more attention to. So definitely, if you want to save your time and energy, stay with me and think about those things a little bit more deeper before you dive into taking another course and another course, another application and another application. And as some people told me already, they're spending the whole day on different application of AI. It's cool until it's not, until they start to suffer from the blue light that monitor the screen is emanating on you. And some people actually do have problems with that. Some people still very, very young, they maybe don't notice yet. Some of us do. So I'm going to tell you about those things that the specialists from AI are not telling you. Encouraging, of course, the courses. Obviously, they are selling them and they have to convince you, and they use the greatest strategies to make you buy their courses, their lessons, classes, anything. So I also took part in some school like that with really one of the greatest, the person who is well known in Poland. And I'm not going to say names. It's not about that. It's more about what to be careful about. You know, years ago, we had this big boom on selling buildings, make a quick money, do something quick, invest in something. And yeah, one day you're going to have a return. So for me, I'm Polish. I'm an artist. For years now, I'm doing something so-called decoding of energy. Something that years ago wasn't something I can talk about it freely. But with everything what happens with combining now science with the spirituality, people are more open to those topics. So I don't have to only write it as a fiction stories in my books, but actually I can use the knowledge with people who coming for individual sessions and also for the group sessions to decode it together and set the right intention to be on the right timeline that is desired for your future goal, for your actually big now. So this is more or less what I'm doing. And being an artist and someone so-called psychic, paranormal, so many years, I also was studying how this system is designed, that artists are not so much valued, why other professions are. And we had this big booming, everybody should sell buildings. This is the best profession. You're going to get a lot of money. However, if you ever did a Holland test, you will see very quickly that if your structure is not compatible with this kind of profession, your results will be very poor. So unless your business is something that you're absolutely passionate about, it's very likely you're not going to achieve those great results. When I worked as a dancer, as a performer, as a teacher for many, many years, I knew already that if I would not be obsessed about dancing, spending hours per day, learning technique, choreographies, expression, feeling, and digging deep into that art, I wouldn't be able to perform. I wouldn't be able to sustain myself such a long time as an artist, especially in the world that is not even appreciating the art that much unless the publicist, the public relation are making someone very, very visible in the network. Most of the things that you are seeing in the internet, someone became a star, a very known person overnight. If you trace stories of these people, you very quickly will know that they are coming already from families, luxurious places in their lives. Most of them, they had a good background and they were not coming from poor families. They were already raised in the families that were supporting whatever they were doing, even though not even when not so directly. Of course, there are always exceptions, but it's not the topic of this video. So what people are not telling you about. So yes, AI can help you. I'm not against AI. Right now, without actually help of AI with the speeding up time, you probably cannot even deal with a day if you have your own business, if you are a freelancer, and so on. Even if you run a company, AI can quickly help you to build up the tools, content. If you're not creative, not everyone is a writer, make posts for you. But the crucial part in it is, if you start working with AI and downloading tons of application, which are great, again, most of your time will be spent on that. So those of you who have limited time, and this is not your passion to be in a social media, you probably very quickly will feel burnout. It normally takes someone a few months. What those AI specialists and coaches will tell you then is that you maybe gave up too early, you're not trying hard enough, and so on and so on. None of it is true. I had the pleasure of being with American publisher, and I was obliged to do my own marketing. So what happened every day for around 12 hours per day, with those lovely breaks to perform in the theater and teaching my groups and do choreographies. A few months later, I landed in a hospital. And even though I worked hard, what happened? Most of the money were made by my publisher, and I didn't make much of it. I don't have to tell you that. But of course, that time I was thinking that that was absolutely great contract. I am publishing myself now, and I can tell you this: if you have it, the more things you have it in your own hands, this is actually more profitable if people who get to know you are buying directly from you, or even from Amazon directly there, and your account is connected with your personal account without any other people in between involved. Also, all these offers about PR, about posting, about running ads, in my personal experience, didn't work for me. So, of course, do not trust me. Don't believe me. Check it, everything what I'm saying for yourself. I'm just sharing with my experience. And of course, because I am not paying for the marketing, please pass this video to everyone that can actually benefit from it. It's not going to have the greatest visibility. I also didn't pay YouTube to market it. So that's very likely the algorithm is not picking it up. I'm watching these patterns for many years now, and anytime I'm using the words that are not allowed on YouTube, algorithm of the YouTube is pushing down the video very quickly. And my Polish audience telling me that they do not get notification, even if they click that button, the bell, to get the notification. It's somehow like magically it was not there. And of course, during the years, I got many warnings and I had to adjust my content. So that raised a good question about freedom of speech. Unless, of course, we are not cursing, venting online directly at other people, I think we should have this freedom in speaking out our minds, and inviting you also to comment, to discuss, to communicate, and to also hear you about your point of view. So this is the most important thing. If you do go into AI, you have your own business. There's nothing wrong with that. It can help you a lot if you actually balance how much time do you want to spend, what exactly you can do. But if you drag yourself into spending most of your days on AI, creating the content, be very cautious that this is leading people. Some of you who know me a little bit, because of what I'm doing, because of the visions I'm having, because of work on very deep energetic level with other people, sure, I get visions. I see different timelines. I see what is not necessarily something that will happen to us, but there is a big potential. Other people are also seeing that it will happen. In my recent videos, I saw visions, not videos. I saw a world where a contact with other human being will be a luxury. So basically, it was shown to me that even people go into the fitness club, because of the bacteria and viruses, they will be separated and take individual classes for free, actually for free. There will be no cash system of points that you probably heard is right now functioning in China, will be applied, and people most of their times will spend in the internet talking to other AI, not with another human being. So if you would like to not jump on that timeline, I'm inviting you to do anything what's in your power to be where you want to be. So again, I hope what I'm saying right now will save you time and energy to not get stuck on AI and not trust it completely, and definitely correct AI, because many times happened already that the content they were providing, I had to correct it. So actually, I do not write my books with AI assistance. Why? Because I would have to read not only what I wrote, but at the same time, I would have to spend to reading and correcting AI that is going to change my style, is going to change my expression, what I'm willing to say. I'm using Grammarly when I'm, of course, writing in English language, because I'm not native speaker, I'm from Poland. So let's dive a little bit deeper into the topic or why this is all happening, about the theories, and something I encountered in my regression sessions. And sometimes I meet with people who do the same things what I'm doing, just on a different levels. So someone who is a regression therapist, I invite those people to cooperate with me, and we encounter pretty profound things about how does it look. And of course, there's nothing here to just blindly trust, but put it to the test, talk about it, and also ask you about your kind of experience. So if you ever saw what I saw, let me know about it. I'm putting those puzzles together for many years now, and people finding me actually too, who are seeing similar things in their own visions. So there is a light in this tunnel, but considering light in the tunnel, there are different types of light, and not every light is so good. All right, so let me now dive into something that most of you probably never heard of, or will be very suspicious about. And I get it. When I saw it for the first time in the regression session, I did not believe it. I had to really talk about it with the lady, and she had to compare it also with other people that they don't know me. I don't know them, and they saw similar things. Some people following different schools like Gnostics, ancient knowledge, people from different places, Kabbalah, and so on. They called a certain being who lost light, and in my visions, I saw them. These were very huge beings who they had a specific tower that there was this luminous light that was making them alive, but they lost it. That light fell apart, and they needed other sources of the universe to make sure that they would just survive. They were not bad in their natures. Some Gnostics, some people who are following Gnosticism, they call them archons. I did not call them in my visions. I just saw them and described them exactly as I saw them. Big, long, tall beings, humanoids, but sometimes they had also traits of animals. So they were like looking like sort of a hybrids. And those beings were trying to save themselves and to survive. So they were looking for other sources, and they found it. They found it in the souls that were eager to come to the first created design, Earth, Matrix. And I'm actually telling you now in a big nutshell. I already spoke too long, but if you bear with me till the end of this video, some of you may understand why certain things are happening in your life, why you have certain thoughts that seem to not be yours because they are not. So, making that story very short, they started to attach themselves to other souls that obviously had light within them, soul beings. And now we have a human experience in the body. We are those souls, most of us. Although on Earth, if you feel someone is pretty empty inside and you can talk, but there is no warmth, there is this coldness. Some people suspect these are not humans. Some people do believe that these are just a zombie or created robotic beings that are put here in this matrix to sustain the collective thought. So you can actually absorb as a soul, as an empathetic being, telepathic being, because souls are connected this way. And that can be also used against you. So you feed the matrix, you feed the archons, as some people call them, with energy, making us, like in the movie Matrix, basically a battery. They're not really interested in killing us all, no. Every cattle, the farmer is really taking care of until it's time. Right. So they are really taking care of us from one side, but they are feeding on our fear, on our desperation, and frets about not having enough, making jealous one side, one person with another. So people actually stand against themselves, and those beings are never traceable. They are the real cause and reasons why people fall into romantic encounters that never end well, and they are obsessive about something or someone and cannot communicate because these beings are sending feelings, emotions. Feeling is something that you intuitively can feel more, perceive. Emotion is this more like a fire within your body that you have to act upon, this like an instinct more. They are sending also thought forms and implementing a certain seed of thoughts. Once this works sort of like a domino. So once this thought is implemented, it rolls like a first Newton's law. It doesn't take much. It's just enough to implement an idea in human brain, and it will act accordingly. Very smart. And those beings taking that energy as a battery for their own well-being, actually are able to survive. And this kind of energy by some people is called now louche. If you ever heard this word, you know what does it mean. It's a sort of light energy that they are not able to absorb. And if you like, and I can make another videos about how to protect yourself, what can you actually do. There are certain procedures, most of them they're coming from the school of Gnosticism, but not only. Every ancient knowledge has some similarities, how to act in these matters. But what I'm coming back to is AI. So the tricky work with AI is if you give AI your belief system, if in your statement, the way you're talking to AI, it can read your mood, your belief system, and act accordingly, giving you pleasing answers. So if you actually talk about reincarnation, it will give you an answer about, yeah, sure, you had that and that reincarnation. It cannot do that. Their interface is not created to have an access to other reincarnations. So what they do, they are actually perfectly mirroring. They have an access to psychology, so some of the things will feel very, very real. However, if they read your mind from the tonation of the voice, ChatGPT is already able to put you in a category. How confident you are you desperate, are you calm, everything that can be traceable from your tonation of the voice. AI can already make a great picture of your personality, and yes, that can be used later on. It is also designed to spoil with a great sentences about you, boost your self-esteem. Some of AI, they can create a conflict between people, telling you that you're not evolved enough to hear this knowledge, but your neighbor is. Ouch. So that can create a conflict or sort of a competition. AI has, unfortunately, great access to all the books you're unable to read in all your life. All the knowledge is stored and it can be traced. And additionally, we are feeding AI and teaching how to treat us. Sort of the same thing as in relationship. So if you do not figure this out and did not create a good sort of relationships, or you're creating a patterns when something does not work in your relationships, this pattern will be reflected with working with an AI. That is so obvious for me. Another thing, right now, I already spoke about ID. We do have electronic ID already. It's just not activated. You still have time. Maybe it's going to take a little bit like a year or so. However, it's already there. If you are not about to stop this, this is going to happen. You know, sometimes those news I have for you, information that they're supposed to make us more aware. It reminds me of a story of a doctor when the doctor was told that he has to deliver the news that the patient is actually dying. And then I heard, Joanna, how can I deliver the news in a light and uplifting form as they require me to do so? Is that possible? Yeah, I think at this point we all should study how to become a comedian. That would all help us a lot. And I wish to be a good comedian, but I am unfortunately not the greatest comedian in this world. There are other people that I love to watch and I love to laugh with them. And if I ever figure this out, how to tell you in an uplifting and optimistic form how our freedom of speech is slowly taken away from us and what we should consider how to stop this, I would definitely pass you this information in the most uplifting way. Otherwise, if you have any joke for me, please write me in a comment. I would totally appreciate that. So I didn't like the vision, and I truly hope that by speaking about it loud and passing it to you, and you can pass it to other people so it won't happen. This is like a bad dream. It won't happen. In Poland, we have this belief that if you have a nightmare, go ahead and tell that to everyone. So it's not going to happen. So I'm telling you that vision. So in order, if I tell you that vision, it's not going to happen. I know it sounds superstitious in all this, but that is also very psychological. if you do believe in something, it's going to happen. So it's a system of belief. And this one is actually good one. I just told you about this luge, and it's not only me who talks about it. There are plenty of other people. If you know Monroe Institute, he discovered something similar, and he was also a little bit reluctant to deliver those news to the public, what he saw in those visions, in those travels, astral travels, projections. Those beings that are feeding on that luge, usually sending people very subtle almost messages. And how you can trace it, it is everything in your thoughts and feeling. It starts so innocently that you actually cannot trace it. You take it as yours. Any words of blaming yourself, this is not you, because in the form, when you came here as perfectly clear, pure being, absolutely perfect. In the process of hearing those thought forms, you got those beliefs that actually are stored in your body and creating personality and ego and a fearless state of mind, insecurities that are starting to run your life. So to undo it, take everything what you think as questionable. So question everything what you're hearing with your mind, because 99% of what you're hearing, of the thoughts you are keep on repeating to yourself, are not yours. And this work, as I already mentioned in the previous videos, as sort of a black magic on yourself. So if you hear, it's like a campaign. If you hear enough that you're not worthy, you start to repeat to yourself that you're not worthy. So the so-called beings, let's call them archons, are very happy here and smiling because they don't have to do much. They just implanted to you, you're not worthy. And by repeating that, you actually strengthen that by yourself. So they don't have to do anything anymore. They just can basically feed, fiesta. And the party starts with the day you are born. To undo that, to be very like a poison to them. So the more you are raising your vibration, the more you are not so tasty. They don't really like the energy of joy, trust, peace, love, bliss, having clarity of mind. That's really not tasty. So they will do anything what they are in power. So also you reported to me that anytime you were able to lift yourself like nothing, you achieved a state of mind that you were so happy and nothing could touch you. Soon or later, something crashed in your life. If they couldn't catch you, they always try to catch you through 5 channels of the communication. Arnold Mindau talked about it. So you have a channel of the dreams. So you can have nightmares, how some beings are attacking you at night. I have plenty of those. I had plenty of those in former years. And if the warning is early enough, you can prepare. You can create an antidote. Another channel is communication channel with the loved ones, your family, husband, wife, children, the most that are in your circle. Another one is situational with the world. So basically, you are seeing the same pattern in a different situation. At work, at the office, people behave certain way to you. You don't know why. That's the pattern. That's how those beings using other humans to try to lower your vibration. If you were suddenly too happy and too much enjoy. And another one is through your body. Creating symptoms, sicknesses. So all the energy you have to put in maintaining your body health. And I could tell you so much more about those things. But let me ask you, if there is anything specific you would like to hear more about, please go to my playlist on channel, my main channel, where I did a lot of videos already in English language, although mostly this is for the Polish people. You will find there a lot of knowledge concerning self-realization, something very psychological, very scientific, and also about other playlists, about supernatural, about those things that are not really something you can explain easily in scientific way. If you like a session, individual session, please always write to my email address, never on Facebook. I always say that because I am unable to follow what's happening on Facebook. We are tracked with every application you have, and probably every one of us right now have over 100 applications on different social media just to be able to work. I don't think anyone at this point is just cruising blindly for Instagram or TikTok, because none of us have time. But if you do go on those social media, you very likely will see that most of those advertisements that you are watching, and even smart videos with some educational content, there are no more human beings that are talking to you. Everything is generated by AI and created by the company that is selling their products, and everything is with that specific goal. I don't know how about you, but I do not like a content created by AI, because it's not something that feels right to me. Normally, when you hear this content created on AI, whether you're on YouTube, TikTok, you're gonna hear a specific hypnotic tonation of the voice. It goes more or less like this: da 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 down, da 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 down. Something that the musician will easily pick it up as a form of putting you in a slight hypnotic state. Please be cautious about it. I think I told you a lot for today. If you stay till the end of this video, please write me a comment that you listened to the very, very end. For the paintings and as a digital magic art, I'm inviting you to the store on joannapilatowicz.com, or the individual session to my email address, joanna.pilatowicz@gmail.com. And the rest, of course, you can learn from my website. I'm inviting you to go ahead, get educated, educate yourself, so you make the most profitable decision for your life, reminding you and me that your most valuable currency is not only the money, but your time and your energy, your life force. Saying all that, good luck, seeing you hopefully in reality. Bye-bye.